Today we're having a look at the latest iteration of the Samsung Galaxy Book Pro, and they've renamed it to the Galaxy Book 2 Pro. Whoa. Now with that said, it is rocking the latest Intel specification. So this one right here has the i5 1240p processor. Additionally, we also have 8 GB of speedy DDR5 RAM on board, a 256 GB SSD. We also have Intel's integrated Iris Xe graphics, Wi-Fi 6E and the latest Bluetooth standards, and finally this is a 15-inch laptop with a full HD non-touch captive display. And the Galaxy Book 2 Pro has a lot to live up to because the premium laptop market is very cutthroat and super aggressive. There's lots of great laptops out there, which is exactly why we're going to see if Samsung has what it takes to compete in that space. As always, if you guys enjoy the content, consider subbing to this channel and liking this video. It genuinely helps us grow. Thank you so much for watching. Let's go. The Galaxy Book 2 Pro comes in a pretty dramatic box. It's seriously very large for a 15-inch laptop, but super slim. Once you open this thing up, inside right away, you'll notice you have the laptop itself. Remove the simple protective packaging over here, and this thing is actually lighter than some people's wallets after they fill up gas these days. I mean, seriously, it's ultra light. Now, past that, you also have a USB-C to USB-C charging cable accompanied with a very small and petite 65-watt charging adapter. Love the portability. You'll also notice you have a paperback pouch. Inside this pouch, you'll find your usual instruction manual, quick start, warranty, and regulation information. You know, the stuff you're probably never going to read. In terms of design, the Galaxy Book 2 Pro looks larger than a 15-inch laptop, even though of course it's not. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's got a very slim yet wide body design. Now with that said, the highlight attribute over here is the fact that this laptop only has an approximate weight of just 2.5 pounds, which makes it one of the lightest 15-inch laptops you can buy. And the way Samsung accomplishes this essentially is by using a mix of ultra lightweight plastic materials and metallic materials. Now some people may not like this. Is not a fully metallic laptop at this price point, but it's going to come down to preference and aesthetics essentially. In terms of the actual laptop design, starting with the top side, you have this super smooth metallic finish on the top, no particular texture. It's nice, it's simple, it's minimalist. I personally like it. Also, I love the fact that Samsung keeps its iconic yet simple logo with a little bit of reflective surface on it. Unfortunately, this thing is a total fingerprint magnet. You notice that right away. I mean, your DNA can practically be seen on this thing. Making our way to the size of this laptop, I/O port diversity is average. So you do have a HDMI port, you have one USB-C port with power delivery capability. Additionally, you have another Thunderbolt 4 USB-C port. On the other side, you have the good old headphone jack, you have a USB-A 3.2 port, and you have a micro SD card reader. I wish there were a little bit more ports over here, but again, it's not out of the norm for a laptop like this. Now on the lower side, or the bottom side if you will, you have a metallic finish, and you'll notice you have a very large air intake vent, so plenty of space for cool air to enter. And you'll notice on either corner of the bottom side you do have speaker grills, so yes, this is a bottom firing laptop. We'll do a sound test later on in the video. Upon unfolding this laptop, you appreciate the generous amount of palm rest space you have available. Unfortunately, the entire inner chassis is made of hard plastic, again to keep the weight super light. The good news is that you do have this massive glass surface finished trackpad, and this thing is as fun to click as it is to look at. And seriously, I mean, it's top-notch quality of all the space to surf around, and every click feels nice and tactile. It's a very high quality experience. If you're touching your laptop in all the right places for all the right reasons, well, you'll know how important a good keyboard is. With that said, I'm happy to report the Galaxy Book 2 Pro has a fantastic keyboard. Every single keycap for the most part has a generous amount of surface area, so you'll minimize any type as you make. Additionally, the actual typing experience is soft yet tactile, meaning every keystroke feels like a high quality experience, and you'll generally enjoy typing on here. This is of course a fully backlit keyboard with a two-tier lighting system, and you also have a full-size 10 keypad, and on the top of that keypad is where you have the fingerprint scanner and power button as a single button. Directly past the keyboard, you will find the hinge, and I can't say I'm very comfortable with it. It wobbles a lot, it feels very fragile, and I am a little concerned about the long-term wear and tear impacts with this hinge as the years go on. Now, with that said, you do have a relatively thin chin with that nice Samsung branding. You also have ultra sleek bezels. Unfortunately, the entire display fitting is a massive fingerprint magnet like the rest of this laptop, so you'll frequently find yourself cleaning it. On the top side, you have a ultra slim forehead, and in between that you have a 1080p webcam. Thank you, Samsung, for actually keeping a high quality webcam in this laptop. Hopefully the rest of the industry picks up on this as well. Honestly, it's a pretty decent experience using this webcam, great in low light and bright light settings alike. The display is definitely one of the stronger elements on this laptop. So you do have a standard resolution of 1920 by 1080p, which translates to a 16:9 aspect ratio. And you also have a standard 60Hz refresh rate. Unfortunately, you don't get any sort of touch captivity on this display. You have to opt for the 360 variant to get that. Now, with that said, color accuracy is quite impressive on this laptop. So you essentially have a 100% sRGB rating, or approximately 96% Adobe RGB, which basically means if you are going to be doing color intensive activities like photo or video editing, you'll appreciate it. You also have a peak brightness of 400 nits, which is plenty bright. Unfortunately, because of just how reflective this display is, you'll frequently find yourself maxing out the brightness to compensate for all that glare. I'm not a big fan of when companies label the word Pro and don't give any context on it. Basically, this is what I consider to be a general productivity laptop. That i5-1240p chip can handle any day-to-day task you throw at it, whether it's document crunching, going on the web, surfing some stuff, watching videos, whatever it is, it's going to run as fast as it possibly could. Now, with that said, start doing more intensive activities like coding, for example, or let's say 4K video editing, and you very quickly notice the thermal throttling build up on this laptop, and you get the occasional frame drop or the occasional lag if the task you're running is too heavy in nature, but it is technically still a viable experience. On a different note, gaming is pretty impressive on this laptop given what it is. So older titles like GTA 5 can easily run well above 30 frames per second on upper medium settings, and for the most part sustain that kind of performance. Naturally, it won't run much more newer titles with that kind of performance. It's not designed to do so. In terms of thermals, the Galaxy Book 2 Pro is a pretty cool laptop. So at its absolute peak load, it can hit an average surface temperature of just about 44 degrees Celsius. But under more realistic sustained loads, you'll hover around the 38 degrees Celsius mark, which honestly isn't too shabby for a 15-inch laptop. Now, on that same note, you do have a dual fan setup with this laptop, but fan noise is pretty quiet. You can get a maximum fan noise of about 47 decibels based on our test, but that's rarely the case. This thing actually runs ultra quiet. Rarely do the fans actually go on. This laptop isn't going to win any awards for battery life, but it's not bad either. On a single charge, I average about 9 hours doing moderate activities like watching 4K videos, while occasionally using the speakers as well at 50% brightness. Now, with that said, if you are going to do more intensive activities, naturally your battery life very quickly drops. Gaming, for example, will drop it to right about 2 hours tops. Now, in terms of the speaker quality, it's not the most impressive 15-inch laptop as far as sound goes, but it is clear, it's relatively loud. Have a quick listen for yourself.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong.
At $1,050, the Galaxy Book 2 Pro is definitely a premium priced laptop, but you do get a lot in return. So you have a super sleek and modern design, and also this is such a light laptop at just 2.5 pounds, you can practically carry it all day long without ever realizing it's even on you. At the same time, I also appreciate you have a decent trackpad, a great keyboard, and a fantastic display. And to top it all off, they actually have a 1080p webcam, which is still rare in 2022. Generally speaking, it's a pretty comfortable user experience. Now, some things holding this laptop back, first and foremost, that hinge does make me again a little worried because it's very fragile. It has a fair bit of wobble, which really isn't acceptable for a premium laptop. Also, the performance, while not bad, is not industry leading either for what this laptop offers. There are laptops with similar configuration that will just perform better because they have more intensive cooling capabilities, which allows for better performance in general. Now, with that all said, I think if you are someone who's getting this laptop for general productivity and you want a lightweight premium device, they've got you covered over here. But if you are looking for a laptop that gets every penny out of its performance, there are potential other options which you may want to consider in the market. But overall, let me know what you guys think of this laptop. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this review, make sure you hit that like button and sub to our channel. It genuinely means the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next one.